Well, welcome back to my channel. This is another video. Since the last one, I've made a bit of a safety door because I was getting worried about falling down that hole. Now it's a little bit short, but I can't physically fall down there because it's underneath the layout. So I had a couple of close calls with that, so I thought I'd get that in. Bit of safety. Made myself a little table, not very high, just about the same height as the layout, and it's on wheels. Quite happy with that actually. Small enough that I could have got it, that I could get it up through that hatch as well. But since the last video, I've started on a bit of backboard for the back of the layout here. It's just some thin plywood, cut and bent to shape. Give it a lick of white undercoat, just so if I did want to stick any scenics on there, or you know, paper scenery or whatever, it's got something to stick to. That's just quick drying undercoat. But today I think what I'm going to do is work on this corner over here. My intentions are to have a raised road, so that down there there's road access to the other side of the track work, so to speak. And I've just measured up this piece of board. My intentions are to have a raised road across there and put it into an L shape, so you can still see over the back, which I was going to plan on just having that as a bit of rough ground, you know, a raised sort of embankment, and then bringing a road from this level down, so there's, you know, vehicle access down to there, and then obviously probably having a ramp coming down to this side, because I'm planning on having this as like a kind of industrial area. Ignore the platform, that's just sitting there, and that platform I'm going to redo it because I'm not happy with the lines. They're too fat in my opinion. And I think I'm going to have a little station area here and just have that sat around about there. But that's my intentions for today. I'll do a little bit and I'll show you once I've built that. Okay, so I'm just toying with some ideas here. Obviously nothing's set in stone, but I've just done a quick Google search. A quick Google search, should I say. Double O gauge road should be 2.5 inches. But to me, for my layout here, it just seems a little bit too narrow. If I push that right back, it just seems a bit too narrow, just for, you know, that'd be one lane or one road. So what I've done on this side, I've made it 4 inches. And obviously obviously 2.5 inches and 2.5 inches is 5, but I don't want to take up too much of this area, so I've just shaved 1/2 inch off and gone for that. But that's where I'm at the moment. I've done a little bit more, I'll come back to you. Okay, so I've had a slight change of plan. I've cut them boards into triangles to give it more of a appealing aspect, so to speak. See, I can bend that round so it kind of follows the curve a little bit, and then the road will widen out. And then the same this side, I could do it opposite. I don't know, you know. But I think that's a lot better than just having a board coming down and then I have to do something underneath to try and fill it in. It'd be more of a solid road, and then I could get some brick paper or Presti card or whatever and glue it to the face of that to make that look better. I think that works a lot better than the other way I was doing it. And then obviously I'll glue these little piers down, but I won't glue the top sheet on so I can access the back. So just while I'm waiting for my glue gun to heat up, I forgot to mention that obviously in the gap what I shall probably end up doing is taking up some of the space with some of that polystyrene sheet, and then use some plasterboard adhesive, which I found works quite well to create roads. And I can mix up a batch of that and then trowel it in to gauge my slope. Right, okay, so that's that glued in. I didn't use polystyrene sheet because there's some offcuts of wood sitting right underneath me. And it's a long old trip down to the shed to go and get some of that, so I thought just for a minute, don't really matter, it's not going to hurt nothing, just jam a bit of wood in there. Obviously all I'm going to do is just fill that in to create a road, and I think that looks so much better than doing it the other way. Obviously I can now just lift this piece off, so I can now do some work over on the back corner there and just leave it not glued down so that I can continue to do the track work, because the track, it's not even glued in or nothing yet because I'm still working on it. But let's go and get some polystyrene down to the shed and try and work on that little corner there. I'm only just going to do like a hillside or something, nothing too exciting, as it's only over in the corner. But I needed a road because obviously there'd be no vehicle access down and up and around, and obviously the same down this side where I want to do some sort of industrial look. And obviously I've got a little platform down on there. It's great because you just make it up as you go along. I don't think I showed you this, I made this a few years ago. Little service station. It's got little petrol pumps to go in there. I never assembled them on the last layout, but I've still got them and put them together. Little petrol sign. Horse diesel is still 81.9. Never. But there you go. Well, there you go, and there's that bit filled. And the same on the other side. I've used a bit around the back just to create a bit of a filled curve. Obviously now I've just got to let it dry, clean up the bits I've obviously got on the track, let it dry. Once it's dry I'll have to give this another coat, a fine filler, then give it a coat of paint with a burnt umber I use, and then let that dry, some PVA glue, some scatters, and then start dressing it up and make it look nice. But there you go. Once that's dry, I'll show you the rest. Well, while I've been waiting for things to dry, I've made a few of these little wheels kits, relays boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8. Quite good fun, really easy. But painted that in the burnt umber, let that dry, coat of PVA glue. Still a bit damp at the minute, obviously that's why you can see gluey patches, but hopefully once that's dried off and hoovered up the excess, it might look half decent. Here's hoping. But anyway, my ramps that I've made, not looking too clever at the minute, because they're just taking ages. It's been 24 hours and this still isn't completely dry. Still very damp. But I'll just give it a quick coat of paint just to see what it comes up like. Obviously the grey that I've put on the side, that's not permanent. I'm going to get some of the walling and stick that to the side, and the same with the top. I'm going to get that road, but I'll just give it a lick of paint just for the time being, just to make it look a little bit better than just poly filler. But so far that's where I'm at. I'll put that bit of wood back on just to show you how it looks. Right, so I just popped that back into place and I'm really not happy with how it's looking. So I think I'm going to out that, and I've seen a few videos of people making like girder bridges. So I think I'm going to have a go at doing something like that. As I think this is just absolutely shocking, but I guess that's the joys of model making. You know, it's all trial and error. But I'm still going to stick with the ramps because they're in now. But I think I'm going to make a girder bridge, you know, with like a plastic I-beam, so to speak, sprayed up red from that corner to this corner here, and the same going down there. I'm just going to chuck that away because I'm not happy, and I want to do it nice this time round. So we'll out that. But that's not looking too bad at the moment. Obviously once you get a bit of track ballast in there, obviously there's a little bit of filler on the wall there, but hopefully you shouldn't see that by the time I've made the bridge. So, but that's where I'm at. I'm not sure how long this video is going on for at the minute, but if it's not too long I'll just pop it up, just a little update video. But not much else has gone on really at the moment. It's taken me most of Sunday to do these two, and it's obviously Monday today, Monday evening, and that's where I'm at the moment. Thanks for watching. I've just had a brainwave for my bridge. I just remembered I've got this old Ravensburg, whatever you want to call it, Tower of London Bridge puzzle. I'll save this for a while, and I never threw it away because it had these bridge sections in it. And I thought, I know, if I cut that off like that, then with the timber that I was previously using, trying to do this one-handed, that fits on there perfectly. So I thought, if I cut and join a couple of those together, they look like some nice stout I-beams. I think they'll work perfect. Obviously, if I built some piers, I can rest those on, lay my road on top. That would look so much better than a bit of timber on some blocks. So why not waste it, put it to use. Okay, so that's them girders in. Obviously this is the following morning. And I've just painted those in Vallejo light rust, which I think looks a lot better than what I've done previously. I chipped some off there, but that's just an offcut. I think they look a bit more realistic in terms of an edging. Looks a bit more like an I-beam or a girder bridge. I've just painted that there because that was what was left on my little tray. Waste not, want not. I think what I'm going to do is wrap those in Brick Effects paper later on. I'm just about to set the road up, see what that looks like. For my road up there, I think I might just use this Liberty Green sandpaper from Wix, just give it a touch of spray paint, which I think doesn't look too bad, all things considered. Much better than that. It's got a rough effect as well. But I'll put that bit of timber on and show you some more. Okay, so I've just glued down some of that sandpaper to the timber that I've cut from a roadway. That's just over there drying. It's got a little bit of weight on it in a minute, just to help it stick. But in the meantime, what I have done is hoovered off the remainder of this blended turf from there, and I'm going to hit it with some of this blended green blend, which will give it a little bit more colour. I've ordered some trees, I forget the name of them now, sea foam I think they were called, which will go just over in the back corner there. There's like a little bit of a woodland type thing. And I've also glued some of the cobblestones, you know, the hang on, I forget what they're called now. These for Metcalf cobblestones onto a piece of timber, which is going to become my path. So So once that's dry, I'll cut that off with a sharp knife, which will then become the path at the edge of the road. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is get some of this green foliage down, and then later on I've got some of this summer like static grass type stuff. It's not static grass, but you know, just pick some out and try and put some around on the edges and wherever I feel that's going to look good. That's where I'm at. Wish me luck. Okay, so there you go. That's where I'm at. No, I think that looks a lot better than the previous attempt. Okay, it's not 100%. It's not finished. Not by any means. But that's where I am. Obviously I've still got the trees and so on and so forth to put on. You know, all of the little bits and pieces. Hope this video wasn't too boring. See what it looks like with a train running through.